Welcome to the channel. Welcome, beloveds. Tessie here. And listen, we're going to go into it. It's going to be an interesting one, right? But I am here to talk to you about something very important and something that I really want, especially Black women, to listen to and understand. So welcome. If you're new to this channel, my name is Tessie. On this channel, we discuss so many things: Black women, interracial relationships, better outcomes for women in dating, relationships, and just in general, doing whatever you need to do to get the life that it is you want, the outcomes you want. So grab something nice, a glass of wine or juice or whatever. Come sit down with me and let's have a discussion because it's going to be interesting. Smash the subscribe button. And today we're going to talk about when muling goes wrong for Black women and why Black women need to stop being so nice. Stop being so nice. Stop being so nice. Okay, there's so much we're going to go into today. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get into it. So it's occurred to me, right, that Black women are way too nice. And it's one of the reasons why the US election has had such a big effect on Black women, because the obsession that Black women have with loving and showing love to people who really do not see their humanity in the slightest is utterly mind-blowing, right? But it's not even just that. Let's look at the case of Ryna Workman, right? Who was an NYU student. And this is why I always tell Black women, stop worrying about doing loads of things for the community and all of that and start focusing on yourself, because muling will never work for you. You will always lose. If you mule for the Black community, if you mule for other communities, you will lose, right? You need to stop being so nice. And listen, when I say stop being nice, I don't mean not have basic respect for people. Listen, respect is the basis, the foundation of civilization. You can't have a civilization without general respect. Otherwise, we'd all be running over each other, stealing from each other, and unaliving each other, right? Well, that's not happening anyway. But it would be happening on a much larger scale. So, of course, respect is important. But when I say stop being so nice, I mean stop being so simple. Even the word nice is quite a simple word. If someone who is nice might just be quite a simple person, I need Black women to stop being so nice and stop social justice worrying for causes, for groups of people who don't even see you as human and would never give you a second look if you run into issues yourself. Stop this. Let's look at the case of Ryna Workman, right? And Ryna Workman was a NYU student. She was the head of her, student law body, and she was also she's also a Black woman. She's a queer Black woman, right? And she made a couple of statements about her support for Palestine, and she was very vocal about it, and she became very pro-Palestine, and she had so much backlash. Ladies, I can't even begin to tell you. Let's take a look at the backlash. Let's just take a look at it. Now, shortly after she released those statements, she made a pro-Palestinian statement in an email as part of her role as the president of the Student Bar Association. And shortly after she released those statements, I'm not going to repeat it. I'll put it up here so that you can read it. After she released those statements online, other students in her student body president shared in her student body association shared those statements with her would-be employer. She had been offered a job, right, with an international law firm of about $200,000 to $300,000 a year salary. And this is a huge win for somebody so young, for a Black woman so young. And not only just a Black queer woman who was so young, to be offered that kind of role is a huge win. And she had that rescinded. Students shared her post to get her offer rescinded. That is not the only backlash she faced. Let me go into it, right? She not only ended up getting her incredibly fabulous job offer rescinded, right? They began at the start of a harassment campaign that targeted all areas of her life, her skin color, her identity, her gender, her sexual affiliation. Listen, Black women, you really need to stop muling, stop protesting, stop muling, stop marching for anybody. She not only had her job offer rescinded, right? She was removed as the student body president. Some of her alumni were campaigning for disciplinary action and even her own expulsion from NYU. Listen, after all the money this girl might have paid, all the effort she might have put in to just get into this school and get to this stage, her whole entire life crashed, literally, because of her activism, because of her muling. And Black women are so fond of muling for people who will not stand by you when you start facing the fire. They will not stand by you. They will be nowhere to be seen because these people don't really see you as human beings. They're just using you as cannon fodder, as a voice for their cause, to further their own causes. When really what you need to be doing is worrying about yourself. You need to be worrying about yourself. And you need to be worrying about other Black women and lifting them up. This girl not only had her incredible job offer revoked by the international law firm, but she's now been getting death threats, right? So many things has happened to her because of her muling. I really need Black women to learn. Now she's ended up having to open a GoFundMe, right? And this happened last year, but it's still ongoing. Her struggle is still ongoing. It's still ongoing. This struggle is still ongoing into 2024, right? This Financial Times article, right? This was created in 2024 June. Her struggle is still ongoing. She had to end up opening a GoFundMe, and the target was 10K, and it is literally only still at $5,000, $5,355. I'll link the GoFundMe in this video if you would like to, spread the word and support her. And what is $5,000 compared to 300K job offer? I really need Black women to understand that the world will not give you mercy when it comes to you messing up, right? And when it comes to you being vocal about things, the world will not give you mercy. And I really need Black women to stop getting into arguments with people who are determined not to see your humanity. It is unnecessary emotional labor. Unnecessary emotional labor, right? Listen, do you ladies not see how I move? There is not one march. I do not march for anybody who gets. I do not march. I do not protest. I do not go out on the street and carry banners and write. I don't do that. I don't do that. I focus only on myself, my family, my loved ones, my friends, my extensive network, and my personal causes, which are important to me. Black women, women's rights, children, animals. That is what I focus on. And that is why my life is so enjoyable. I don't care about focusing on groups of people who who historically have never seen Black women's humanity. I do not go out muling for them. Do you not see how I move? That is why my life is so enjoyable and so relaxed, and why I don't have stress every day. I'm so it's my birthday in a few days, right? It's my birthday, and it's actually my birthday in 2 days. I'm going to be 29. And my birthday gifts have started arriving. Greg, my fiance, my husband to be, he's taking me out on Monday. He's ordered my birthday dress for me. My birthday dress I'm literally waiting for it to come as we speak. I'm very excited. I'm at home. I'm chilling. I'm not even working, right? And on top of that, my family has opened a really nice collection for me to have some birthday money just for my birthday. Listen, I am loved and well taken care of, and it's because I focus only on the people who pour into me as a Black woman. And listen, right? That doesn't mean I don't have causes that I support. There are causes, plenty of causes I support. I'm a huge fan of pro-life, women's rights. I've put my money behind many campaigns, especially BPAS in the UK. I am an avid supporter of that. And I've supported BPAS for a long time, with women's care and just children in general as well, and animals. That is a huge interest of mine. And yeah, I support those with my money. I write letters to MPs behind the scenes. I don't feel the need to go out with a massive poster, right, and put a target on my back for anybody, especially for communities who do not care about you, right? I am inside my house with my loved ones, enjoying my life. And then I'm putting my money and my actual time online behind my causes. That's what I'm doing. Do you know the worst thing, right? Black women who mule for the Black community or who mule for other communities, not only will you face backlash, right? And not only will that backlash come to you, but you'll find that other Black women who haven't burned their capes will now also perpetuate that harassment for you, right? And that's why a lot of Black women in the US were angry about the US election, because you were still muling for people who have never historically shown you love, looking for love in all the wrong places. Literally, I genuinely believe that Black women do not know what is good for them and who is actually good for them. It's a major flaw for many Black women. It's a major flaw. Let's look at Bree, right? Bree, the therapist. I think her real name is Bree Rawls. Let's look at the case of Bree, the therapist. She is still recovering from what happened to her in 2022. Now, in 2022, she made a TikTok talking about Black men and how they need therapy. And yeah, the way she went about it was definitely not professional. But at the end of the day, she really genuinely, right, was giving a message to Black men. Maybe not in the most refined way, but she was still in her own type of way trying to help. Not only did this woman completely get demolished on social media, she lost her 6-figure job. She ended up in a load of student loan debt, because I used to follow her on TikTok. And oh my God, she was literally suffering so badly. She had so much mental health crisis because of this, right? She ended up very mentally ill because of that. Not only that, there was another Black woman who wrote an article which perpetuated the harassment on her. So remember what I've said. When you start muling and doing social justice worrying for groups of people who historically have not shown you any love, you're going to get backlash from other Black women as well who've not burned their cape, right? So not only did that video on TikTok go viral, people on Twitter were sharing it. It launched a gender war. You know, people thought that she was only talking about Black men, blah, blah. She was harassed. She received death threats. Her social media pages were reported. She lost a 6-figure job. She had depression, right? And people were calling that accountability. Let me tell you something, Black women. The kind of accountability that you will get is a complete demolishment of your life. Listen, when you mule, you will suffer, right? When you mule, you will suffer. And this is what happened to her, right? And listen, it's been 2 years and this woman is still just recovering from what happened to her, right? Her whole therapist community turned against her, right? And Black women, Black men, all of them, they were all against. Listen, Black women, learn, open your ears and learn.
Okay, so I'm gonna record this, but I don't know if I'm gonna post it. I just need to speak to get closure for myself, because I started with the idea that I was going to prove people wrong and give people background so they can just eat it, and none of that shit is going to serve me. But I feel like if I just hear this shit back, I don't know, I just need to get it off my chest. So I'm going to talk about how I got fired. What the fuck happened? Okay, so as we all know, I posted the article on August something or other, the fuck doesn't matter the date. I think it was around a Tuesday. Yeah, maybe I was out of pocket. I just had reached such a level of exhaustion is the place where I think I was coming from. But what originally sparked all this is And I'm not going to say any names, and I'm going to just say use they, them pronouns, because certain people like to use big fancy lawyers to try to sue a bitch who has $200,000 of student loan debt. Bitch, I ain't got no fucking money. Come get it. Come get my student loan debt if you fucking want it. So I'm not going to say anybody's names. I'm not going to say any institution's names. I'm just going to tell you what the fuck happened to me. So in order to understand how I lost the job, I have to explain to you how I got it. So from when the time I graduated and I went into private practice, and it all seemed like well, fine and dandy to begin with, and I was doing school-based and I fucking loved it. It was amazing. Like 10 out of 10 would do it again. But the supervisor that I was working under at the time severely neglected me, and which led to a burnout to which I am still recovering from and that I cannot describe. Just to put it mildly, under this supervision, I was just like not being paid appropriately because certain things weren't being handled. I was living off of literally $52 a week. My car got repossessed. I was having to ask family members for money, but the only thing that kept me grounded was continuing to going to work every day because my kiddos like really grounded me, and I just really fucking loved working with them. It got to the point where I was like literally begging this person to be paid and for appropriate supervision, but I digress. So I was in crisis and I really needed help. So I decided to draft an email to someone who I thought I could trust, like for part 2. Okay, so I created an email literally titled Returning for Guidance because when we graduated from grad school, all of our professors told us that we could reach back out to them if we needed help or questions on anything. So I reached out to a professor that I really admired and was just like, hey, I am in this crisis. Like, I'm literally not being paid. I need to bring my clients so they can finish the school year because I wanted to make sure they were good. And I was like, I want to keep them with me. How can I do that? Just panicked for fucking help. Like when I tell you this previous person fucking left me for dead, didn't give a fuck that my brother died, didn't give a fuck about just like anything. And it's just like I had to go. So naturally I went back to someone I thought that I could trust, an old professor. So not only was this someone who taught me how to counsel, this is one of what I consider to be my favorite professors. They were very pivotal in my professional development, and I actually went into private practice because of them. Like they just like fostered a love for counseling, and so I just like returned for help. Long story short, I ended up setting up a meeting. They ended up bringing me on, and everything's going fine, I guess. They knew the situation in which I had left. They knew that I had done content creation. They knew that I was in a desperate situation for help. And they knew that I was grieving, that my brother had died. And I can't fake to you, they helped me through the grieving process. Because sometimes during supervision, I would speak to how I was feeling. And they would open up that space and help me cope with the loss of my brother on top of like having to transition all of these clients by myself, and it was a lot. So they did provide that support. Now I will say that I'm very grateful to them, my professor, for like giving me the opportunity, but shit just like went left. I wasn't even in this position more than 2 months. Because like I said, I just wanted to make sure that my college kids and my middle school kids were just going to have services throughout. And I had also started a new caseload of new people, but I only ended up having maybe a couple sessions with them. So let's jump to the video being posted. I got a text message saying like, hey, there's an article that's been written. Have you seen it? What is this about? Like for part 3.
All that work and what did it get me? Why did I do it? Scrap books full of me in the background.
Now, what you just saw, right, was unusually Bree explaining why she got fired and how she got fired after the viral TikTok, how she got bashed by the community, and just, you know, her subsequent depression and stuff like that, and how much she lost. It's literally ended up having to become an S worker, right? After she lost her job, she was struggling to pay her light bill. Her debt was through the roof. She had so much debt, so much student loan debt. And then on top of that, you know, she was just struggling to survive, and she ended up having to become an S worker, open an OnlyFans. And of course, that OnlyFans was then mocked by black men. And I'm sure some of those same black men were probably her customers in the OnlyFans. Isn't it ironic? It's so ironic. It's so ironic. Listen, ladies, right? There's a reason why I don't concern myself with all this community nonsense and stuff like that. I don't concern myself with stuff like that because I am way too blessed in life to worry about groups of people that have not shown any love or care to black women, right? The way that Greg loves me and the way I love him, right? The way Greg loves me is what women are searching for their entire life, and many do not find. Many women are not fortunate enough to find that. The way Greg loves me to bits. Greg loves me to pieces. This man would do anything for me. He loves me so much. And I love him, you know. I love him. He's a wonderful man. He's a lovely man, right? He's not perfect. He does do things to annoy me from time to time. But he's genuinely like a lovely man, right? And the way he loves me, I feel so fortunate and so blessed. I do not concern myself with being the sacrificial lamb for any community at all, right? I am just here enjoying my life, living my life. And listen, I wish this lady, you know, could have understood the same thing. She went from being a therapist to struggling on OnlyFans. And that was because of the very same people that she was trying to help. Why would you try and help people who have never shown you any appreciation or care? It's just diabolical. That's the only way to describe it. It is not only diabolical, but it's also a very lackadaisical use of your time, your efforts, your schooling as a black woman, your intelligence. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't advise it, ladies. Now, Bree's case really annoyed me because, first of all, why are you trying to advocate for a group of people who have never shown you protection, care that you need, right? It's honestly shocking to me. You would not catch me, you would not catch me within a 5-mile radius of doing anything like that. You would never catch Tessie doing anything like that. Tessie would have to be replaced by an android. Literally, you would never catch me doing anything like that. You would never, right? I do not protest. I do not go out onto the streets and march, you know, for any. A lot of these black men, unfortunately, who have been, you know, shot. If you look into the cases, you'll find there's a lot of gang-related activities, and there's a lot of, you know, just menace to the community and to society. They've been bringing a lot of menace around, and I'm never happy when someone is, you know, taken out or unalived. Of course not, right? I'm never happy about that, but I'm not going to go out and march for it either. I'm not going to go out and protest over that, right? Especially when you look at the actual cases of things. Don't get me wrong, there are certainly cases where people have been wrongly executed. I mean, look at the case of Sonia Macy, right? That was absolutely horrifically tragic, right? But a lot of the times, black women really need to be mindful of the things that they support, especially the type of people, the groups of people that they support, right? That's very important. Listen, if you don't know by now, I am not a nice black woman. I am not a nice black woman. If you don't know that by now, you're never going to know. I am not a nice black woman. I am a very confident, proud, and also self-focused and self-absorbed black woman. I have no problem with being self-absorbed. I love it. I absolutely fucking love this about myself. If anyone else has a problem with it, you're just going to have to eat that one. You're just going to have to eat that one, right? Because it doesn't matter to me. I'm also very emotionally self-controlled, maybe too emotionally self-controlled, right? But it's why, do you know how many times people have come on my channel and posted a load of stuff? Do you know how many videos people have made on me and I'm just still here doing exactly whatever I want to do? It's because I don't care. I only care about what gets me to where I want to be. I only care about my loved ones, the people who pour into my life, and the groups of people that I support: Black women, children, animals, and other women's rights as well. That's all I care about. So that's why no matter how many people make videos, they all get blocked anyway. Anyone who makes a video of me, you get blocked. I don't watch the video that you create and you just get blocked. That's it. All the people that come on my channel and chat crazy, you get blocked. All of you are mounting each other in the block section. It's not like a lot of you aren't down low anyway, which is, I mean, listen, all of them just get sent to the block section and I just continue to do as I wish. I am a very self-absorbed Black woman. I'm very proud of this. And it's one of the reasons why I'm enjoying my life. The world has taught Black women to be selfish. And that's one of the only ways you can get ahead. So why are you not taking that lesson? Why are you sacrificing yourself on the altar of activism and ending up in worse positions than the people you are advocating for, who really aren't showing you any love and historically haven't been there for you to take care of you or even show you any sort of care or even recognize your humanity? Many of you Black women are still auditioning your humanity to these groups of people that you're advocating for. This is utter madness to me. This is complete utter madness, right? This is complete and utter madness. One of the reasons why I like myself so much is because I don't waste my energy on things that have no outcome. Remember, my entire channel is based on better outcomes for Black women. And one of the ways that you get better outcomes is by conserving your energy on things that truly yield results and really do change your life, right? Especially as Black women, it's so important. This isn't even just for Black women, it's other women as well. But you see Black women getting upset with white women and how they voted. Why are you upset with them? They're doing what's in their best interest. But unfortunately, Black women are so nice. It is honestly mind-boggling how nice Black women are. Why they continue to do this time and time again. I really don't understand why they continue to be so nice to people who have been absolutely abhorrent to them. Now, I'm not saying, right, that you should be abhorrent back. That's not what I do. I'm incredibly indifferent. I'm incredibly indifferent, right? I don't care. I just do whatever it is I want to do, and everyone else can just deal with it. That's it. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. I just do whatever it is I need to do. I make the moves I need to make to get myself to the place I want to be. And now I am enjoying my life. I'm preparing for the birth of my child, my baby, with my husband to be. We're getting married. The countdown for our marriage has started. We're very excited because it's in beginning of 2025. So we're very, very excited, right? And not only that, I'm having a baby shower planned. Our wedding is going to be incredible. And we're probably thinking about going to honeymoon in Japan or something like that somewhere. Like my family is all secured. My nieces and nephews are happy. Like, listen, that is... Listen, and all the causes that I support, they're gaining traction. That is what I am about. That is what I am for, right? My parents are in good health, right? This is what I'm about. I really need Black women to just start focusing on yourself. You focus too much. You look for acceptance from people who wouldn't... God, I don't even know how to describe it. It's actually madness. It's actually madness to me. I'm sitting there looking at a lot of Black women like, when will you learn? And expanding further, when I say it's really important to have emotional self-control, especially as Black women, what I mean by that, especially for myself, is literally I don't watch any of the videos that anybody makes of me. I don't ever watch videos created on me. Till this day, I've not watched a single video that has been created about me. As soon as somebody tags me in a video, they are automatically blocked. I do not even waste my time. And do you know what that does? That ends up driving them crazy. And then they end up trying to find me on other channels because they see that I'm not interested in what they have to say. Right? And they end up trying to pursue me on other channels, constantly trying to tag me and this. And it does not absolutely nothing. They just remain blocked because I have emotional self-control. Right? And so what that means is I don't care. I don't give a shit about what anyone says or what anyone does, right? Do you know how many people have come on my channel and dropped comments and they all get blocked? They're all floating around in the phantom zone of YouTube blocked hell. That's exactly where they are. And after that, I don't care what happens to them. I am not someone who unblocks. Once I block, you're blocked forever. Whatever happens to you is whatever happens to you. And do you know what I love about that block thing? They don't even know they're blocked, so they're just talking to themselves. It's pretty hilarious, actually, when you think about it, right? And don't get me wrong, there are some things I think you should address, like defamation, like that weirdo that tried to defame me and he got his whole channel taken down. That was hilarious, right? I loved that. But it's not everything you need to respond to. It's really important that Black women understand that your anger should and your attention should be expensive. It's one of the reasons why people are always trying to like get me to pay attention to them. Like, because I don't pay attention to them. You don't exist to me. You're like a splash of wine on a label or a speck of dust or an atom. It's just not important, right? It's just not important. I don't care. It has no interest to me. Absolutely none, right? And this is why rage bait works so well with Black women, because Black women just pay attention to everything. They give everything their response. And this is why other groups of people are now finding it easy to make money off you. They know that they only need to say something crazy about Black women and Black women will start responding, and then they'll get clicks on their channel, and then they'll get revenue, and then they'll get supporters from people who think the same way they do. And this is why emotional control is so important, because when you are controlled within your core, it drives people crazy. They go mad. They start literally destroying themselves because of you. And I love to sit back and watch people go absolutely mad over me and my interracial relationship and my life. It's very enjoyable to me, by the way. Also, when you are self-controlled in yourself, your silence drives people crazy. One of the reasons why people try and search for me after I've blocked them is because my silence has told you that you are not even worth an atom of my time. Me not responding to you, I've already given you a response by not responding to you. If I don't respond to you, that's not a response. That should already let you know, if you have common sense at all, that I don't value anything you have to say and your existence is of no importance or care for me. And when Black women move like that, you starve people of the attention and the currency and the money they are looking to make off you. Because Black women haven't learned to move like that, people are able to make money off your name, off talking nonsense about you, and they're able to just make money off that because your attention to them gets them the notoriety that they're looking for, right? It's one of the reasons why Greg admires me so much. Greg loves me a lot. He loves our baby. He's very excited for our family, right? Last night we were so excited. I can't tell you why, but good things are happening. And he said to me, do you want to know one of the reasons why I admire you so much? And I said, okay, go ahead, let me know. And he was like, oh, well, just the way you think, your mind is so fortified. You have a block mind. You have a mind of a stone. And I said, that's an interesting thing to say. And he said, yeah, I just love it because I've not met someone so mentally fortified and mentally complete. He was just like, you're just completely mentally fortified. And that's where it is. That's where the power is, ladies, in the mind. You see, men, they have physical power, but their mental health is down. That's why they're the biggest killer amongst them is unaliving themselves, because their mental health is down. They can't control their brains. Ladies, if you can control yourselves, oh my God, there's nothing that's going to stop you. There's nothing that's going to stop you. That's why I'm just moving from higher to higher to higher to higher heights. More and more good things are just happening to me. More blessings are coming my way. And ladies, if you can master the control of inside, you've got it all, darlings. Sad. And I really want Black women to stop muling. Stop muling. Stop being so nice. Start focusing on what you want in life and just getting there. Doing whatever you need to do to get there. Now, obviously, when I say doing whatever you do, I don't mean go around and, unalive people or steal from people or whatever it is to get. Obviously, that's common sense. Don't do crazy things like that, right? But when I say do whatever it is you need to do, I mean, make the moves you need to make. Talk to the people you need to talk to. Watch, listen, observe, especially when you're in corporate environments. Because listen, when I worked in my tech job, and I was very close with my CEO. I was working directly with my CEO. My COO is coming to my wedding. I didn't tell you lot about that. My COO is coming to my wedding. My former COO of my tech company is coming to my wedding. Is that not crazy? Gonna have a couple of millionaires just chilling around in my wedding. But listen, right? When I was close with my CEO, I listened very carefully and observed a lot. And Black women need to do that, right? Don't come out here and just start screaming activism, this and that, because the people that you're supporting, they're not going to be there for you when shit hits the fan and people start coming against you for the things you've said. They're not going to be there. They're going to disappear. Why do you think I've not spoken about certain things on my channel? My channel is not for that. It's not for social justice worrying. It's not for all of that. It's just to teach Black women how to get better outcomes and enjoy their life and their dating life and their relationships. That's it. That's it. That is it. There's nothing else to it. And Black women need to be focusing on supporting each other. If you've got resources, pour it into other Black women who don't have those resources, right? My wedding, almost everything that is in my wedding was sourced for by a Black woman, right? Apart from the Polish side of the wedding. So my money went into Black women. That is what Black women need to be doing. You need to be supporting each other. You need to be pouring into each other, educating each other, being there for each other. It's because you're not able, it's because you're not doing that. That's why you find yourself struggling and flailing and then running for love from groups of people who have historically shown you that they do not have your time. And it's really sad. Black women need to be expanding their options in dating, going for the man that treats them the best, going for the job where they get the highest pay with the best conditions, going for that education or that school that will get you the kind of career you desire. And listen, you need to be focusing. When you're in school, you need to focus on school. When I was in school, when I was doing my master's degree, you would not catch me out here doing activism and social justice worrying for groups of people. My head was in my books because I was trying to get the degree that I had paid for. My parents had paid for. That was what I was trying to do. I was not out here worrying about loads of people or this and that. If you're in school, and especially as a minority, because Black women are a minority in the West, the majority of Black women in the world are in Africa and the Caribbean. In the West, Black women are a minority. Maybe you don't realize that. You don't realize that, but you are. So especially as a minority, especially as a lot of Black women come from poorer backgrounds, you have no business worrying about other people when you haven't even gotten yourself into a desired situation yet. Literally, you need to be focusing on yourselves. Like, what is not clicking here? What is not clicking? And then you get surprised when people betray you. They're doing what's in their best interest. Why can't you do what's in your best interest? Like, I don't understand it. It's so sad to me. Listen, ladies, we need to be pouring into each other. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, subscribe right now because we need to be pouring into each other. I've linked Ryna's GoFundMe, right? I've linked Ryna's GoFundMe. So I don't know if it's Ryna or Ryna. No, it's Ryna. So sorry. My bad. It's Ryna. I've linked Ryna's GoFundMe to this video. So, if you'd love to support her or spread the word, I spread it around my social networks as well. Go ahead and do that, right? But we need to be supporting each other. We need to be pouring into each other. We need to be there for each other. We need to be standing firm with each other. That is how you gain. That is how you become a force to be reckoned with as a group of people. Because until then, we're just flailing around, right? Until then, you're just flailing around. So that's what I had to say today. That's what I wanted to tell you, ladies. When Black women muling goes wrong, it goes wrong catastrophically for you. Other groups of women, when they get harassed, they may just end up having, you know, a load of comments on their social media, people hating on them for a couple of days, and then it all dies down afterwards. But with Black women, no, they go that one step further for you. They look to destroy every aspect of your inside and outside life. So do not allow yourself to fall prey advocating for people who literally do not need and do not really care about you as human beings and see your humanity. It's very, very, very important. The first step to self-love is knowing who is good for you. Knowing who is good for you and knowing what is good for you and knowing what to avoid and what kind of actions and things you need to avoid doing. Right? That's all I had to say, ladies. Look at what happened to Sasha Johnson. That's another case of when muling goes wrong for Black women. This was a beautiful 27-year-old Black woman who was shot in the head in London after protesting for Black Lives Matter. She was shot in the head at close range in Peckham. Now, Peckham is a dusty place. Peckham is filled with dust. I love it, but it is a dusty place, right? The few times I've been there, I've just felt the dust. Right? But the reality was, this was a beautiful woman, a mother of two, and she was not protected when she was attacked. And she was out there doing social justice worrying. She was worrying. She was a warrior for the cause. And what does she get as thanks? She gets a bullet in the skull. That's what she gets as thank you, right? And there were vigils and there were tears and there were appeals and there was just complete silence to everything. None of the witnesses, right? Nothing. It went nowhere. The case that they had against the 4 men who were basically suspects in her shooting completely collapsed. That case collapsed. So as of today, there's no justice for this woman. This woman has been in hospital for God knows how long. She has been in hospital, hooked up to a ventilator because she decided to go and do social justice worrying when she had 2 kids. And now those 2 kids are without a mum to take care of them. Ladies, right? Now, she was lucky in that she actually managed to heal from that. But listen, it's not a joke, right? It's not a joke, love. The difference between what will happen to you and what will happen to other groups of women is not funny. Stop muling. Stop muling. Develop some self-love for yourself. Pour into yourselves as Black women. Close ranks against each other as Black women and come together. That's what you need to. The latest update with Sasha Johnson was in 2022, Crime Stoppers announced a £20,000 award for £20,000 award for anyone providing information that would lead to the conviction of. So that means 3 years later, right? There is no justice for this woman. She is still recovering. She has suffered catastrophic and permanent injuries. God knows the kind of brain damage she might have incurred from that shooting. If she will even be able to talk properly, walk properly, drink properly, eat properly, her life is forever changed, right? And it's interesting that she was campaigning for a lot of Black men's rights, but it was men who shot her. I need Black women to get sense fast. Maybe, I know that my thinking is unique, right, in terms of the way I think, but I really need Black women to start thinking more like this. This muling, listen, if I'm to cover all the cases that have happened to Black women, we would I don't think this video would ever end, genuinely. I don't think this video would ever end. It's a real problem, ladies. It's a real problem. This muling, right? It's a real problem. If people want to be mad at you for being selfish, they need to go and take it up with the world, the history of how black women have been treated, and then they need to come back to you with an answer then. Until then, put yourselves first.
The trial of 4 men accused of conspiring to murder Sasha Johnson, BLM activist, in May last year has collapsed. Prosecution have said after reviewing the case they will not be pursuing the charges against the 4 men. 4 men appeared on video link from the notorious Belmarsh prison, so will be released shortly. And I know this is going to stir up a lot of emotion as she is a very divisive figure and people either love her or hate her. But remember, at the end of the day, she is a mother of 2 children who was shot for just going to a party. She did not deserve this.
Look at Elle Darby. Elle Darby is a very good example of this. I met Elle Darby in 2018 when she had one of her weird YouTube parties. Some of you may or may not know Elle Darby. She's a YouTuber, right? I had a big Instagram back in 2018, 2019. And I met Elle Darby. And she seemed like such a lovely girl. And then we found out that she was dropping all these racist tweets about Polish people and black people. And what happened to her? Nothing. Nothing. She's still bigger than she was before. Listen, ladies, I can't stop laughing. She faced a bit of backlash here and there, right? She had to turn off her YouTube video comments for a bit. But at the end of the day, she went right back to it. She's still a YouTuber now. She's got even more of a following than she had before. I'm sorry. It's too funny. It's too funny, right? I thought she was a lovely girl when I met her. She was so sweet, right? If I can listen, because I deleted my previous Instagram, I don't have as many pictures as I did from that time. But I thought she was a lovely girl when I first met her, only to see that she was making all these racist tweets against Polish people. And that is a big deal for me because my husband-to-be is Polish. My child is half Polish. So you can't be chatting nonsense about Polish people, right? So, and then she was making comments about black people. And listen, nothing happened to her. I need black women to understand the consequences for you, it's not the same. Right? She was doing all this social stuff on social media, all this activism and stuff for the people that she didn't like. And she got literally like a slap on the wrist. With you, your entire life will be demolished. Yeah? It's not the same. That's where their privilege comes in. That's what you need to understand. It's not the same. Don't put yourself in that situation.
I've tried to film this video so many times and every time it is not good enough because there are no words to tell you how sorry I am. The tweets I made in 2011 were so disgusting and so far from the person I am today. They were racist, they were fatphobic, they were homophobic, there were enabling words in them. I am ashamed, I am disgusted in myself. There is not one person on this planet that hates me more than I do right now. And the pain I know I have caused to so many of you eats me up.
Not only was Elle Darby talking about Polish people, she was talking about Indian people. Her husband, Connor Swift, was talking about black men. This man made a racist tweet about black men. Oh my God. And nothing happened to them. Guess what? They still have almost 600,000 followers on YouTube. I can't. It's too funny. How do you not see what I'm saying? Do you not understand where I'm coming from? It's just too funny. This is what I mean, right? Yeah, she lost 100k followers. She gained that back, right? But with black women, the consequences are not the same. When you start going on social media and doing social media activism, it's not the same for you, right? Look at what Connor Swift said about black men. Look at what he said about black men. Look, I've posted it there for you. And nothing happened to them. Nothing. Right. So it's another reason why I don't care. Like, I just don't give a shit. I'm very uncaring when it comes to people who make videos on me, or people who come and start chatting madness or acting crazy in my channel and whatever. I'll post about it in the community tab for a laugh, because I love my subscribers to laugh along with me with things that I find hilarious. And every once in a while I'll indulge somebody with a response and stuff like that, but they'll end up in the block zone as well. Because at the end of the day, I'm not interested in worrying about people who have no positive development towards my life. They have no positive contribution to my life, right? I am very much focused on what serves me. I have no problem with this, right? And that is why I don't respond, because I'm too blessed. I'm too blessed. Like, I'm genuinely so grateful for all the blessings I have. The way I'm loved, right? The way I'm taken care of by people around me, my circle. I'm too blessed to respond to unfortunate people who don't have those same type of blessings. That's the reality. And let me tell you something. I'm also very strategic and very secretive. Though you may not understand what I mean by that. I am very strategic and very secretive about a lot of things, right? I'm very careful with what I post on my channel about myself, right? I don't leave private details anywhere. And it's not even just that. Even my pregnancy, I don't talk about the pregnancy dates. Nobody has any idea how far along I am, or where I'm due, or any of that stuff. I don't talk about my wedding dates on my channel. I've been speaking about my wedding since Greg proposed to me last year, which, if you haven't watched the proposal video, I'm going to link it up there for you, because you need to watch that. It was very romantic and sweet. But I haven't posted about my proposal. So I haven't posted about my wedding dates. Nobody knows when I'm getting married. Nobody has any idea when I'm getting married, right? I'll just pop up one day and I'll be married with a ring. And that will be that. I'm very strategic. I need Black women to be very strategic, okay? It's very important. I really need you to do that. It's very important. I'm very strategic and I'm quite secretive when I want, like, listen, I am secretive. Even amongst my group of friends, I can be quite secretive. There are lots of things my friends don't know. Ladies, and they are my friends, especially, listen, there are things that lots of my oldest friends don't even know. I am very, very strategic. Ladies, I need you to have the same mindsets. It's very important. Yeah, that's all I had to say. There are so many cases of Black women doing this, and it doesn't go well for them. If I was literally to look at all the cases, we'd be here till Christmas. We would literally be here till Christmas, ladies. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Oh gosh, my birthday. I can't believe my birthday is so soon. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I'm on the cusp of a new decade. 29, and then the big 30. So I'm turning 29 in 2 days, and the big 30. Very excited. That will be next year. The big 30 is next year. I'm 29 in 2 days. So yeah, a lot is happening. Listen, keep your channel notifications on, because I'm going to be posting videos from time to time. You know, I'm posting a bit less now that I've got the baby, but I'm going to be dropping the wedding videos, I'm going to be dropping a baby shower, I'm going to be dropping lots of other stuff, and of course more and more content, you know, when it comes to dating, relationships, that kind of thing. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And listen, one last word to Black women and just women in general, because this can also go for Asian women, any woman of color, right? However, I do separate Black women from other women of color. I do separate Black women from other women of color, because Black women are in a different category to me than other women of color, right? Women of color are also equally as important to me, but they're in a different category. But this goes for women of color too, whether you're Asian, you're biracial, you know, whatever it is you are, right? Please focus on the people who pour love into you. It's very, 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 very important, right? Focus on the people who pour love into you. Anything else is not your concern. Do you see me? I'm not concerned about anything. I'm just here going about my life, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I still have causes I support that are very close and dear to me, but those causes are causes that affect not only me, but people like me, Black women, women, children, right? That is what I support, and that is very important. Have your causes, but don't jeopardize your life for it. Don't sacrifice yourself at the altar of activism. Don't do that. You can be an activist and you can support the causes you want without destroying your life or putting yourself in the way of people who cannot wait to get their hands on anything good that you have. If you are a Black woman, you have things to lose and you have people you care about and you're doing well in life, focus on that and use that as a way to get the outcomes that you desire. Okay, that's it. I will see you later. Take care, beloveds. I always enjoy talking to you. I love these long videos. They're like little cozy girl chats, you know? They're like little cozy girl chats. I've always got like a cup of tea beside me when I'm making these videos. I just love them. I love them. So thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video, whenever that is. I don't really have a schedule because YouTube isn't something I do full time. It's just something I enjoy doing. It's just a hobby, right? From time to time I do it. I don't take YouTube very seriously, to be honest, right? So I don't have a schedule for when I release videos. I try to do that. I just couldn't do it because my life is just too busy and too full, right? And too rich outside of social media. But yeah, I will see you later and take care. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Bye.
Baby, bye.